Thanks for watching Numbskull News. And today we are right back into the Big 12 versus Pac-12 versus ACC in a contest where only those three conferences exist. And we're going to use my point system to see how everything shakes out. I will have a link in the description going to a video explaining the point system, just in case you need to know. So let's get things started for week 9, damn it. All right, starting with the Big 12, Texas retakes the #1 spot. They beat the living hell out of BYU. I didn't think that would happen, but it did. Number 2, OU falls to Kansas, knocks them down in the number 2 spot with 57 points. Kansas State coming back strong with 38. Also Kansas with 38. At number 5, Oklahoma State has found a run game. They are dominant, 34 points. At number 6, Iowa State out of the dredges and back up into competition. Now, it's likely they're not going to catch the other 5 teams, but they're doing well. At number 7, BYU falls with 5 points. Number 8 is West Virginia. They're still alive. They're still kicking in this bitch with 3 points. Number 9, TCU on a bye week, but it's doing them no favors, minus 6 points. At 10 is Texas Tech with minus 15. 11 with some nice wins this year, but too many losses. Houston minus 20. At 12, and I'm sorry, there's a hot seat in Baylor, minus 27 points. 13, UCF, they just, there's some games they just gotten unlucky, but it lands them in number 13 with minus 31 points. And at the bottom is Cincinnati. They'll be better in years to come, but this year they are the shits, minus 48. Now we come to the Pac. Oregon is now in the top spot with 88 points. I know they lost to Washington, but they've had some big wins. Washington has struggled with bullshit teams. They still got 83 points. They're right there. But they got some big-time matchups coming up, and they got to win them. Number 3, USC with 52 points. Number 4, Oregon State still alive, 45 points. At number 5, future Big 12 team Arizona coming up strong, 39 points. Number 6 is Utah with 38. UCLA just won't go away, 37 points. Colorado falls again, another heartbreaker. Colorado minus 6. Washington State minus 12 points. Number 10, Arizona State, but not in the cellar, minus 38 points. At 11, Cal, losing games at home, can't do it, minus 42 points. And the shits of the Pac-12 is Stanford. Even though they played Washington tough as hell, they beat Colorado. I don't think they're really this bad, but damn, minus 48 points. Finally, we come to the ACC. Florida State ruling the world here with 95 points. Number 2, Louisville, a big gap between 1 and 2, 57 points. And another huge gap, Duke, number 3 with 22. At 4, Miami with 16. Boston College, come on. 8 points, has them at number 5. Number 6, UNC. Boy, they just keep finding ways to lose, 6 points. At number 7, NC State works their way up the list with 3 points. And at 8, Georgia Tech. How do they keep coming up and getting wins they should have no business winning? It's insane. 2 points for them. Number 9, Virginia Tech, minus 12. And at 10, boy, how the mighty have fallen, Clemson, minus 15 points. Right behind them is Syracuse at number 11 with negative 16. At 12, Wake Forest, minus 19 points. at 13. Virginia out of the cellar with minus 19. And Pitt minus 22. They're in the cellar, but that's not as bad as some of the cellars of other conferences. Now we got the Numbskull News Top 25 Week 9 version. And of course, number 1 is Florida State. They are just crushing it. Number 2, Oregon, 88 points. Washington is right there. And Texas is in the top 4. Notre Dame, 2 losses, still has 76 points. That goes to credit them with such a freaking schedule, and they've beaten some big-time teams. At 6, OU, 57 points. At 7, Louisville climbing inside the top 10. They were number 10 last week. Now they are in the top 10, damn it. Number 8, USC with 52 points. Number 9, Oregon State still in the top 10. And look at this shit. Arizona in the top 10. Come on. Number 11, Utah falling outside the top 10, but they're hanging around. 12 is Kansas State. 13 is Kansas, followed up by UCLA. Oklahoma State is inside the top 15. Duke, still relevant at 16. At 17 is Miami. Number 18, Boston College. Number 19, Iowa State. UNC, man, was in the top 10. Now they're number 20 with 6 points. 21, BYU, still hanging in there. West Virginia, right behind them. NC State, Georgia Tech at 23 and 24. Insane. And Colorado, still with their claws hanging in at number 25. Keep in mind, TCU also has -6, but Colorado was ranked higher last week, so they get the spot inside the top 25. But Coach Prime's got to come on. So how this thing works out for after week 9, you got the Big 12 with 8 teams inside the top 25. Also the Pac-12 with 8 teams, which means the ACC also has 8 teams. It's a tie across the board. However, what's up, Editor-in-Chief here? I screwed up. I said the Big 12 have 5 teams inside the top 10. Wrong. It's the Pac-12. Oh well, Freudian slip, whatever. 5 teams inside the top 10. That's just insane. The Big 12 has 5 teams inside the top 15, and the ACC still only has 2 teams inside the top 15. That's dreadful. And the Pac-12 has 7 teams inside the top 15. So, easily, even though everyone's tied with how many teams are inside the top 25, but most of the ACC teams are in the bottom of that top 25, whereas 7 of the 8 in the Pac-12 are inside the top 15. That is tremendous. As of right now, the Pac-12 is still leading, with the Big 12 right behind them, and the ACC in a distant third now. And I barely touched on it, but Notre Dame, I know they're number 5 overall with 2 losses, but look who they lost to. They lost to Louisville, who's a very, very highly ranked team. They're a 1-loss team themselves, and they lost to Ohio State, very highly ranked in the normal AP top 25, and undefeated so far this season. So those 2 losses are actually really good losses. You don't lose a lot of points when you lose to really highly ranked teams. And then you beat other highly ranked teams, like Duke at the time. I believe Duke was undefeated when Notre Dame got them. So I know for the Notre Dame haters out there, they may not like it, but that's how the point system works. All right? They're not the number 1 team with 2. They're the number 5 team. They're not inside the top 4. So that's it for week 9. We'll see you after week 10, which has some insane matchups inside the Big 12. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back with that crap some other time. Bye.